What's up? We got somebody in the chat here, I think, right now, yeah? Morning, work diver. Hope you're doing all right. Hope you're doing all right. So, just kind of getting into some things here. Got a few other things I gotta take care of real quick, so I'm gonna go ahead and minimize the chat here. So if anybody comes in and I don't respond immediately, you will know why. Just gotta go through a few things on the list here. Let's see. Hmm. So it's gapped down on light volume, or well, I should say it's dropped. It's dropped on light volume. Yeah, it was a gap down. Okay, light volume. Provides update on Bioskin Peanut BLA for okay. All right. So it's possible this could get bought up today. It's possible it could get bought up a little bit. I think it depends on very possibly what happens with SPY. Um, but it could just be a slow fade all day. I'll keep it on watch just in case. This might be one of those ones where you kind of come in later and maybe make a little bit of profit on. Let's see here. What is? Oh, okay. All right. This is another one I'm watching, by the way, for those of you who are in the chat right now. I've noticed that it's really respected all morning in pre-market, this 20 EMA. Blue Apron Holdings, it's a company that, well, first of all, it's an 8 million share float. It's an 8 million share float. And if you look at it yesterday on the daily chart, we broke through the 50 EMA. We today are breaking through this 100-day EMA. This is one of those ones that I would seriously consider even jumping in pre-market, because I think it's very possible to test this level up here. Now, obviously, we've got some resistance to break through, but and that's a pretty critical point, because there's a lot of resistance right there where it kind of would meet with the 200-day moving average. But if it broke past that, I think the next two levels we would be looking at would be 1027, because it lines up right here with the support over here, basically. I mean, well, technically you got 975 to 1027, somewhere around there. And then I think the next point, I mean, there's a little point here at 1079, but I think the real next point would be here where this touched up, and again we start meeting all this resistance. So this, I think, has a very strong potential to go somewhere today, and I may actually go long on Blue Apron. So that's why I've got it at the top here. I'm going to be looking for that. Let's see if it's got shorts for, okay. So I couldn't go short on this one even if I wanted to, but it's strong. Even the fundamentals are there. Yes, we don't trade fundamentals. Obviously, if you guys saw the video I posted yesterday, was talking about how was trading way too much on fundamentals yesterday, especially early morning pre-market. And but the thing is a lot of people are stuck at home. Blue Apron delivers pre-prepped meals, and it's just kind of one of those things where while we're in these shaky market conditions, it's very possible it could get bought up. Again, we're talking 8 million share float here. So but I'm not going to jump in it quite yet. We are up pretty significantly on very light volume. I mean, look, we've got the same candle produced yesterday, same size candle basically, but on all this volume. Okay, so I'm going to have to definitely see the volume pick up before I even get into this trade. But definitely looking for a long position here on Blue Apron. And let's see. All right, let me check the chat real quick. Morning, Sauger. Morning, Short It All. Hope you guys are doing all right. Thank you guys for liking the video here, the live stream. I'm going to reduce the chat again. So once again, if anybody's commenting or whatever, and if I don't get to you immediately, you'll know why. Let's see. Okay, that's interesting. BNTX. All right, BNTX. See what we got here. So, dealing with roughly 200 million share float. Although, and this is kind of the interesting thing, is so FinViz is showing it as a 200 million share float, 216 million. But gap scanners are showing that it's only a 50 million share float. It's gapped up on pretty light volume. It's very spready. Let me see. You got to locate shorts. Yeah, man, it's like $17 for 100 shares. But this is one of those ones. I mean, you could get $1,000 move off of that. So, but let's see what the news is on this. So BNTX, BioNTech to co-develop potential coronavirus vaccine to co-develop potential corona. That to me is not that strong. It's not that strong. I don't even, I mean, they're not even in the, well, but I don't know. People get in on that stuff. They get in on it. They try to get in on it early. We can see this is a more recently IPO'd stock. You're looking at October of 2019. So I don't know. It would be interesting to watch this. This might be one of those ones that I could just follow for the next few days and then catch a really good move on. And maybe even catch a little bit of a move on it today with very conservative share size. I wonder if you could even... No, you can't go any lower than 100. I don't know if I want to spend $17 on this though. Not right now. I mean, I have to come in later, see if the chart plays out, but I'll put this on here. Let's see, BNTX. Codex looks like it's moving up a little. Can't short it. See if there's any news here. Maybe any more recent developments with, let's see, Dow Jones Futures Metals Coronavirus News in Focus, mRNA, CODX, FDA policy change to allow rapid domestic expansion of code diagnostics. Okay, that's interesting. So, Co-Diagnostics, a molecular diagnostics company with a unique patented platform for the development of diagnostic tests, announced today that a new FDA policy released last night aimed at expediting the availability of COVID-19 diagnostics will allow the company to aggressively expand its presence in the U.S. market. Okay, that's big. That's big. We've got breakout levels here. This is kind of what I'm looking at. We have breakout potential. And if the buy volume is strong on this, I might get in for a long. So I'm actually going to, believe it or not, guys, I'm looking long. I'm going on some potentially long more long strategies today. So okay, that's enough. That's enough. That's a strong catalyst. Okay, we're talking, FDA policies. We're talking expanding its presence, and not just expanding, but aggressively expanding its presence in the United States market. So I think, you know, I think there's good potential there. So got that one on the watch list. Let's see if we got anything here. This is gapped up on severely light volume. I don't know. This one might be worth watching. NTGN might be worth watching. Just because it's cracked through the 200-day moving average. 22 million share float. mRNA is back up. Inovio is back up. Okay. Doesn't look like there's really been any kind of significant news on NTGN since the 12th of March. I could be missing something though. Let's see. Yeah. I mean, that's the last thing I'm showing here. So let me look at Twitter, by the way. Twitter's been... I don't think there's enough room on that for me to want to short that yet. Let's see. TNDM is kind of one that I'm just kind of watching on the side for a potential short, because I think this has room to come down into the 30s. So obviously I'm going to want to see volume pick up on it. You can see it's kind of whippy, it's a little spready, but I'm going to actually I kind of want to watch this, put this above Tesla. And actually I'm going to get rid of AMD for right now. I'm probably going to go ahead and get rid of Tesla for right now. We need to clear some of this out. So ZM, I'll tell you what, I saw this earlier, and I saw it right when it was at 110.80. Yeah, it was cracking through 111, and I thought to myself, this is probably going to come down to the 107s, and this was the level I was looking for yesterday. It totally did. I really wanted to take this in pre-market, but I said, you know what, if it goes against me, it's not gonna be a good look, especially when I got done with a video yesterday saying that I'm gonna be careful with my pre-market trades. I did say unless it was an undeniable setup, but the second rule of thumb was it had to be closer to 9 o'clock, and this was not closer to 9 o'clock. This was at 8:25, 8:30. 9 o'clock we're like already down here, so didn't meet the second criteria. So sat on my hands. Wish I didn't. I was gonna load in with a couple hundred shares at that point, and man, that could have been a nice $300-400 move before market open. But I mean, what do you do? It's okay. It is what it is. Let's see here. Oh yeah. So Tandem Diabetes, going back to TNDM, there is a little bit of news here. Tandem Diabetes Care today announced that it will be notifying its customers of an information security incident involving 5 Tandem employee email accounts. On January 17, 2020, the company learned that an unauthorized user gained access to an employee's email account through a phishing incident. The company immediately secured the account and began an investigation utilizing the expertise of a leading cybersecurity firm. The investigation determined that a limited number of company employee email accounts may have been accessed by the unauthorized user between January 17, 2020 and January 20th, 2020. The investigation determined that some customer information was contained within these email accounts, including customer contact information related to the use of Tandem's products or services and or clinical data regarding customer diabetes therapy, and in some very limited instances, customer social security numbers. So, I mean, and it goes on. There's a little bit more here, but I don't really have time to go through the whole thing. The main sentiment of this could create a little bit of, I mean, and might be where we got this drop from too. It could create a little bit of a bearish sentiment, but the thing that I'm more concerned about is the chart patterns and what we're showing here. And if S&P 500 continues to break, I think this has significant room to drop down. So I'll just, again, I'm keeping it on watch. It's not here at the top of my watch list, but I may move it a little closer to the top. So let's see. But this one, again, volume's got to pick up on it. It's not going to be anything I'm really looking to get in on necessarily out the gates. JNUG is another one. We've seen a significant drop on JNUG. I think that there is potential for this to get a little boost to the upside today. I don't know for sure. One of our guys in the chat, I forget which one of you had been watching JNUG, and you were buying as it was on its way down. Hopefully you were still able to get in some profits here. But I don't know. I think this is one to keep on watch, just for a potential, like I said, a potential longing opportunity. So, and I'm going to reorganize some of these down here. There's a couple others that I want to keep my eye on a little bit more. And then, and as far as, well, let me just see something here. This is one that I'm thinking about trading as well. It's basically in relation to the SPY, but I think it moves, it says here, bull 3x shares. So I think if the SPY is making a move up, this will make a move up, but at 3 times the rate. So this can be a good move if we start seeing a potential bounce on the S&P 500. So I'm going to keep this one on watch today as well. It's kind of one of these things where, you could trade the SPY if you wanted to, but you're obviously, you got to have the capital for that, or you could just trade SPXL. As long as the SPY is making good moves, you can get in on this one. And there's an inverse to this too. SPXY or S? Is it SPXS? Yeah, I think it's SPXS. Yeah, this is the bear. The inverse, basically, times 3. So you could trade that too. It's kind of like trading TVIX. But this is a direct inverse correlation. It's where TVIX is more fear and, the volatility of the fear, it tracks the VIX. SPXS is more of a direct inverse. mRNA might be interesting. I don't know. There's a lot to watch today. I'm really going to try to tamp this down. CCL, it's probably going to make a good move today. Watch, now that I've eliminated it from the watch list. But really the main ones that I'm going to be keeping my eye on out the gate is probably APRN. I need to set alerts for some of these other ones here. Let's see. see if there's anything else. That's
That's okay.
Yeah, APRN is loading up. And Vax might have something going on today. Could watch for that. So, anyway, I think by and large, I think we have what we need. Let me get the chat back up here. Flip, good morning. No gap down on the SPY this morning. Consolidation day, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. That's one last thing I want to cover here in the last few minutes. Morning, Notergen. You don't expect the SPY to go down much. We are 2% or so away from previous support. Yeah, well, true. It could break that support, but yeah, you're right. I mean, I think we could be in an area of consolidation. There might not, you know, leaving money on the table better than burning it for sure. Flip says Trump's press conference yesterday at 3:30 was not great for the market. He said that his experts think that it will be August or June before the situation gets better with the virus. Yeah, and you know what? Somebody else was talking about how, but even in the fall, like the virus could come back if it's not completely weeded out. And, man, I tell you what, like just the fear that's being injected right now, the pandemic is just, it's unreal. It's unreal. I personally, and I don't know how you guys feel about this. I'm not here to really share too much of my opinions about stuff like this, but if it's any comfort to any of you guys, and maybe you feel the same way, I'm really not scared of this virus. I'm really not. I have found so many inconsistencies. Well, not inconsistencies, excuse me. I have found so many gaps in the reporting of this. I've even got a buddy of mine who works front and center with the CDC, and so I was even getting information from him like a month and a half ago, maybe even almost 2 months ago. But it's first of all, they report the people who are infected, and then they report the death rates. But they only report the people who have been tested, and then they report the death rates. And when they report the death rates, they leave out the demographic. They're just saying, like in Italy yesterday, something about 3,500 people were tested and 300 people died. Okay, so that makes it look like that there's a 10% death rate. Well, number one, the vast majority of those 300 people who actually died were elderly. They were older people. Okay. Number two, that's only 3,500 people that were actually tested. There's probably hundreds of thousands of people in Italy that actually have the virus. And a lot of people that have the virus end up only experiencing mild symptoms. So these are things that they're not taking into consideration. I mean, think about it. If a report says that 3,500 people got the virus and 300 people died, I mean, that sounds, again, that's 10% death rate. Okay, yeah, that's something to get nervous about. I hate how the media is playing this up because, again, if it's true that even, let's just say 30,000 people actually have the virus, but only 300 people died, okay, well, then that reduces it from a 10% death toll to only 1%. Okay? Now, any death is bad, okay? So I'm not minimizing that. But what I'm saying is there's so many gaps in the reporting, and it's driving me crazy because I think people read that most people don't know how to do their own research. Most people don't know how to look into data. And so I think that's why the world's going nuts. Everybody's, and so it's not the virus that I'm afraid of. It's not the virus that I'm concerned about. It's the fear of everybody else. I went to the grocery store yesterday, can't find bread, can't find toilet paper. Like people are going insane. Because I think they think that, the world's collapsing. And yes, obviously it needs to be contained. Obviously, we do know that it is severely contagious. So we're not denying that. It is severely contagious. And yes, you do want to be careful. You want to be mindful because, we all have, older parents and stuff. We want to protect them. So I get all that. But just the way it's being reported, I feel like the fear factor is is the worst part about this. Way worse than the virus itself is the actual fear factor. And when you stand back and you really look at fear, I mean, we've heard motivational speeches. We've heard some of our favorite, most successful entrepreneurs talk about, give motivational speeches about staying away from fear and the damage and devastation that fear can bring, right? Like we hear these things, but then here we're watching it front and center. We got front row seats to seeing what fear actually can do. And it's true. It's devastating. So anyway, market's open. I'm going to shut my pie hole. And let's see. Notigan says people will soon realize we are around 29 people under 100K, and the worst is about 60. Let's see. We realize we are around 29 people per 100, and the worst is common sense will prevail. Yeah. I hope so, man. I really hope so. Hope you're right about that. Codex is dropping. APRN's dropping for now. We've talked about this before. The news companies are just rallying their viewership. People are leaving traditional TV, and this is the fight to keep it. I think you're right. I think you have something there. Because I think a lot of people know, man. I think a lot of people are, and even in media, people know. Like, man, we got to come up with the best headlines. We got to make it sound as bad as possible so people will, people will get in on this. So I'm watching JNUG for a potential long. I didn't even really get to go over the SPY. I marked out levels here on the SPY, by the way, guys. I marked out a critical breaking point at 239.14 and an even more critical breaking point at 237.36. If we get those breaks, I think here on the daily chart, our next level that we would be rallying towards would be this 233.68 level from back in December of 2018. So that's something that you'll want to keep an eye on today if we do break. You can see I have these other two levels marked out here from yesterday. I will be watching for SPY to make a move up through those levels. And then there's a green level that I've got marked out here at 256.90, and I marked this first level as green because I think if we can hold above that and maintain above that, we'll start working towards these levels up here. And I actually need to make this one, well, if it'll let me, white. It's a new level there, so okay. We'll see what the SPY does. Blue Apron looks like it still could be along. I may, let's see. Still tapping on that 20 EMA down there. SPY's making a move. SPY's making a move up. So I think I'd feel good about getting in here on SPXL 24.15 or 24.13, excuse me, 200 shares. SPY's making a strong move up. So I may add to my position. Okay, SPY's getting a significant pullback, but could continue to rally. No. Let me give it time to play out. There's a pullback. It's not that bad. I may add to my position if it seems like it's going to continue to go up. We'll just see. It's coming back, but I don't know, guys. Let's see. Oh, wow. It's a pretty heavy pullback. Well, what a rejection on the SPY. Come on, man. Push it back up. Push it back up, SPY. Come on. Man, it's a fight. It's a fight to the death here. Okay, I got to get out. Oop, what did I do? Oh, I only took half. Okay. All right, well, we'll give SPY another shot right there. JNUG is making a rally, by the way. Or was making a rally until the SPY turned around. Man, that's not good. It's a huge sell-off. Oh, missing out on APRN. Okay, so and APRN is in a halt. Perfect. Okay. So SPXL may be good for a short right now. Man, the spread is too big on this, but I mean, this could really go. This could really go today. Do probably need to see more volume. 47.80, 47.62. Okay, so SPY looks like it might be moving down. See if we can go short here. See if SPY makes a full move all the way down to those levels. Okay, SPY is about to hit on the 241.71 levels. Might get a quick pullback and come out just a little bit, just in case it gets a solid pullback there. Consider adding. Yeah, I think SPY is gonna. I think we're gonna get a pretty hardcore sell-off on SPY. I mean, unless it just for some reason turns into complete chop fest action. But I really can't see that. Gonna load up with so it tapped a pretty important level. This may be a really good short here on really want to try to get a pullback on this though. me get in again, 22.93. There we go. It's got to break that level. Okay, there we go. Gonna add again, 300 at 22.87. Okay. See if we can get a continued move down. Should get a continued move down. I think we're going to test that level down there. I'm going to come out just in case. Wait for this pullback. Wait for a little bit of a pullback here. Let's look at apron. Apron's going crazy. I think it's going to test that 200-day moving average. Man, it's going nuts. I think it'd be worth getting in maybe just with a couple hundred shares, just for the break. Let me get back here. See if this can pull back to these levels again, and then I'll consider getting in. Man, it's so spready. So spready. Let's see. SPY looks like it's about to break through the 50 levels. Yeah. 52. Looks like it's making its way down even further. We got 400. Come on. Man, it's whippy. Very whippy, very choppy. It's finding, it's definitely, it's possible it could be finding a little bit of support, or getting into a place where it's going to find a little bit of support. We just need to see, we need to see a major continued move to the downside, and we need to go ahead and try to take it at 32. 200 at 32. Man. Come on. Continue to break. There we go. Push down, break. Come on. Crack that level. Just pausing. There we go. There's the break. There's a break. Come on, let's get a fill on those first two. Yeah, almost. Come on. Okay, good. Okay, so we got the first 200 out there, and it's nearing that critical level. It's really nearing that critical level, so we may get a breakthrough of that level today. Okay, I'm going to come out 100 there. So it's really nearing that critical level though. Okay, probably blow past the 239 level it's created. mRNA, I'll check that out. 239.85 has been tapped and rejected a few times. Yeah, so we need to definitely be mindful of that, of course. And I may have to come out just to see if we can get a retest. So, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and see what happens on the retest. I'm watching again. I got the S&P 500 right here, so I am keeping up my eye on it. It's a nice retest right there, but I don't know if I completely buy it. I'm gonna give it time to come all the way up and tap VWAP if it can. Let's see, 72. Here, let me get in there at 72. Or oh, that was 68. Did not want that to happen. It took a little. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna come out 100. Give it time to. Because the thing is it's got to show some good, really strong pressure to the upside. So we are at VWAP. I am looking to add. So I've got 200 at 22.85. And right now I'm looking for a fail. And, you know, I'll have to pick. So right now I'll have to pick a level that I'm comfortable, you know, holding that till. We'll just have to see where it closes on the 5 minute. But I think for right now, I think we definitely could get a retest of this and a break, possibly. Really just depends. So I think if let's see. I mean, I think I'll probably take some shares off just to, so in case it does go against me, I can rebuild my position. I mean, it's coming down pretty heavily, though. It's a pretty heavy rejection, so. There it is. That's pretty heavy rejection. I'll come out 100. So we got a 2303 average of 100 shares. And if the SPY rejects again off VWAP, now if it breaks VWAP and breaks this level, I'll come out. But if it rejects it, I'll consider sizing back in. So, and I think I'll go ahead and size in. So we got 300 at a 22.91 average. Let's see. Take off a quarter of my position there. 76. Okay. Should have taken a quarter of my position out. I don't know why I didn't. There we go. Okay. So we got 225 at 22.87. But I really want to see a breakdown on the SPY. Okay, we're not seeing it. There it is. There it is. Come on, flush. There we go. There's the flush. Okay, so we got a flush. Let me look at some of these other ones here. AAL is failing. APRN is this is as whippy and choppy as anything I've ever seen in my life. I don't know how I feel about that. SPY, right now we want to see SPY come back down, meet these levels, and break through. I will consider adding. I'm going to hold these 225 shares because I really want to see the break of this level right here. I think that will cause some really nice momentum to the downside. And if I add to my position, I should be able to get up 400 or 500 on the day. So that's really all I'm going for today, guys. And, you know, hopefully I'll get it. It seems like a good solid setup. It does. And so I'm just going to try to be patient with it. Sagar, I haven't had a chance to check out mRNA yet. Is it still making some pretty good moves? 239.44. I may have to come out half my position to take profit. I need it to break right through. SPY's got to break through 239.44 so that I can add to my position. Man. It's fighting it. It's fighting it. But there we go. 239.60. Come on, SPY. It's fighting it. It's fighting it. It's fighting those levels, but I think we're about to get it. Ooh, maybe not. There we go, 239. There it is. We got the break, but it bounced. Can we maintain? Can we hit it again? We're on the next we're on the next 1 minute. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and come out some shares. We've got 113 at 22.86 average. I'm going to give the S&P 500 time to come up. So this is what it's doing right now. But it already broke that level. So I'm expecting it to break it again. And we are not too far away from coming down and cracking that level right there. So there we go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get back in. We got 313 at a 22.35 average. Really want to see it break through. It's got to break through quickly. It's got to break through quickly. Come on, SPY. Crack through that line. Come on. There it is. I don't want to give it a chance to bounce. Come on. Crack down through it. Push. Okay, I've got to come out a little, guys. Got to come out a little. I'm trying to be patient, but last thing I need is for this to start getting bought up like crazy and I lose my position. So trying to give this time to work itself out. It's hovering. I'm going to come out again a little bit more. Just looks like we're going to possibly get some kind of a snapback here. But if we don't, I'll consider adding to my position. There it is. There's the drop. Come on. Little pullback. Okay, we're gonna get in. We got 279 at a 21.94 average. It has cracked through the low of day. Let's see here. There we go. Continue to make a move to the downside. Seems like bears are in control. Come on. Gonna hold on to these as long as I possibly can, but I really want to see some more pressure, continued pressure to the downside. There we go. It's good pressure. It's whippy. And come out half. We're up 140.05. We got a 21.89 average. You can see right here, this is the ultimate breaking point. If we break through that, we are very, very, very potentially going to head down to some crazy levels. Let's see what it's doing here on the 5-minute. I'm going to see a huge rejection here, or I might have to come out. Some of my shares, I don't want to hold on to this through any kind of major pullback. And we need to see an immediate pull. Coming out half. Dang it. Did not want to do that. Okay. Looks like a long setup. Let's see, made a move and now setting up for next play, flat top. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay. Let's look at APRN again. Keep SPY up here. Well, actually, feel pretty good about going back in on this. So 270 at 21.90. But we really do need to see, I mean, we need to see a heavy flush. Need to see a heavy flush. Come on. There we go. Come on. It's fighting it. It's fighting it. Come on. We have got to get the flush here. Let's get the break, SPY. It's pulling. SPY's pulling. Come on. Kill that previous candle's low. There you go. Break through it. Break through it. There you go. Come on, SPY. Keep pulling. Keep pulling. Keep pulling. Come on. I've got to come out. I've got to come out a few shares there. We've got 135 at 21.91. Just in case it looks like it could possibly snap back. Let's see. Obviously, we want to see killer move, crush to those levels. Okay, good job. Good job. Looks like it's about to break low of day. It just broke low of previous day low, excuse me. So if we get a pullback, I may go in heavier. So okay, I'm going to come out some. We got 21.91 average of 68 shares. Let's look at Codex. Not really doing much. APRN on a downwards halt. TNDM, that would have been nice. I should have gotten in there with the 100. Was a little sketched out there. Too sketched out to pull the trigger. ZM continuing to make new lows. If SPY continues to make new lows, this might be another good one to get in on. I think we're going to wait for a pullback on all fronts. BNTX looks like could be. If it fails this, it might be a good place to get in with 100 shares. I mean, if that sucker drops down here, you'd make a pretty good move. Let's see. SPY looks like it could be bouncing off of the previous day lows, so may have to get out. I don't know. It's failing, and if it cracks back through, I'm going to go in with some considerable size. I'll still take a pretty conservative share size, but and I'd really like to get a pullback. I'd really like to have to get out of these 68 shares here and get a really strong pullback to add into. That would genuinely be my preference. But I'll tell you what, if it fails that pullback and races down, we'll see. I should be showing you this chart because this is the chart that I'm looking at. This is the chart that I'm trading. So this was the first important level for it to crack through, and it fought it, but it continued to come down. This is the previous day's low. Okay, this is where I would need to come out. I should have taken those out earlier. But let's see, 2 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, and hour. Just to give you the zoomed out perspective. So yeah, this could come all the way up here. I wouldn't want to hold on to those shares for that, but it would be interesting to see if it gets a 9 EMA rejection. If it doesn't, if it continues to push up, and even we'll say if it cracks through VWAP, I'll get those shares out. See what the 2 minute looks like. The 1 minute. It's pretty good buy volume in comparison to some of the sell volume here. So, yeah, I may need to get out of that for right now. But let's get a confirming, not just a break, but well, I don't know. We've got 3 minutes left in this 5 minute candle, so I don't think I can hold on to them for that long. Might need to just add here. But I can't hold till all the way up here, so it's pushing. We need to really get, I think I am going to wait for confirmation before doing anything. We need to see it close above all this. I mean, I just don't want to, I don't want to react too prematurely to this. I'm going to try to be patient with it. I mean, honestly, I really should have broken out of those 68 when it crossed over this line here. Those 68 shares. So right now I'm kind of at the place where it's like, well, I mean, I'm up on the day. This is very, very weak today. We actually cracked through the previous day low, and this could just come down and get crushed. It could completely come down and get crushed. So I want to give it a chance. We've got about 1.5 minutes left in this 5 minute candle. Looks like it's rejecting. This might be a good place to add. Let me get confirmation here. Let me look at the pattern on the 1 minute and the 2 minute. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if this is the place to add yet. So yeah, if we come back above that, we've got 1 minute left. And this is substantial buy volume. This is substantial buy volume. So you can't ignore that. You really can't ignore that. But I'd really like to see a close below all of this. Looks like we might get it. Okay, it's struggling, so I'm going to add here to my position. So we're at 168 at 22.27, and we have closed below VWAP. We closed above the 9 EMA, but we closed below VWAP. So if we come back above, I'll need to seriously consider getting out. But if we start breaking down, I will add to my position again. Okay, coming out half. 2253. I'm going to keep the 2253 there just in case. This should be acting as a little bit of resistance. We've also got resistance up here. So let me just kind of zoom out. I need to, sometimes I just have to zoom out. I just have to say, okay, what's really happening? I don't want to get one of these. And this right here is what could be happening. This right here is what could be happening. So I mean, I felt like that close below VWAP was pretty confirming. So I would love to see another close, or that close below VWAP. I'd love to see another close below VWAP, and this would be a gravestone doji. Then I would add to my position yet again, and I would add to it probably pretty aggressively at that point. Let's look at the 15-minute. Still hasn't broken the previous 15-minute candle's high. And comparatively, the 15-minute buy volume is not as good. You know, I mean, now we've got, granted, 2 minutes left, but just going to watch this closely. Got 2 minutes left in this 5-minute candle. So we'll see. We'll see, guys. We'll see how it plays out. But this is critical right here. We did break through that. And I think the overall sentiment is still bearish. So, but we'll see. Let's see here. And I know some of you guys have been in the chat. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet, so forgive me. Just give me a little bit of time to get this sorted out. See what I want to do here. I will be looking for a more aggressive tactic if this seems to reject these levels and close again under VWAP. It's failing. We've got 20 seconds left in this 5-minute candle. I want to see it break all major moving averages on the 1 minute, 2 minute. 5-minute just needs to close below VWAP for right now. And it's holding. It's holding. It's holding. It's finally breaking through here. Okay. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get in another 100 shares. We've got almost 200 shares. Not quite, but almost. My only request at this point is that we do not get caught in some chop fest. But as long as it does not come above these levels, I'll stay in it. Let me double check that, by the way. Let's see, 15 minute. Yeah, 242.71 is my exit point. So, got to bounce on the 20 EMA on the 1 minute, which is pretty significant. What did I say? 242.71, yep. Really need to see turnover here. Really need to see turnover. It's going to get me out. It's going to force me out. You are going to put me back in the red. Yep. All right. Sorry, guys. Got to get out. Man, what a freaking chop fest. What a chop fest. I'm going to wait for that to set up again. This was another one of those pre-market trades I wish I had gotten in on. Talked about JNUG this morning too, making a rally. It's making a good rally here. SPY is failing on that move too, so might have gotten out for no reason. Let me just look at this again. I mean, it broke the 15-minute candle high. I'm just gonna wait for that. Gonna see if it can play itself out. American Airlines have no interest in right now. ZM no interest. BNTX did fail. Where was that move I was watching? Let's see. Yeah, it came all the way back down here. That would have been a great move. All right. I see opportunity here. I'm going to start with 25 shares at 63. 50. 63.25, yeah. 63.50, there we go. Okay. So I've got 25 shares there. I will look to add up at these levels. So real quick, let's see. I may take another 25 shares short. I really want to see this burst up through these levels real quick. Well, I don't want it to come past 66.83 or 67, we'll say. But I would love to get in at 65.50. Oops. SPY still pushing. Okay, so let me see what we got here in the chat. Sorry, Notre again. I've been MIA. You're just I'm just armchair trading. Just ignore me. LOL. Oh man, CCL selling off. Well, that's good. That's good. That's one of those ones that it's like, man, I wish I had gotten in on. I'm going to set a stop at 63.50. I'll get in another 25 there. Because I have a feeling if it breaks back down through here, we could get a drop. And I'll try to catch some of those shares on the way down. Right now, I need to set an alert on this one so that I can feel good about walking away from it. BNTX, price 65.50 on the ask, and then 63.50 on the bid. Add. Okay. All right. Yeah, CCL is. See, look, the one I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. This is the stuff that just tears into me. I mean, this is the one I literally decided to take it off my watch list this morning. I was like, nah, this has been whippy, but here it's making a clean move. Such is the life of a trader, of a day trader. Okay, BNTX. I should have 50 now. I should have 50 shares. Ah, did not take my shares. This is a very interesting stock. It's very thinly traded right now, but it's very overextended, and it's very possible that this gets a breakdown through these levels. I would love to see a crack here, low of day. And I think we could get that. If we broke down through these levels and low of day, just make a tremendous move off of this, off of 50 shares. So I'm taking my time with it, but I'm also going to be ready in case it squeezes pretty hard. SPY looks like it could be rolling over. So may get back in on SPXL here. Going to look for an opportunity. No, it's pushing. Still pushing. Okay. I digress. But if it fails, where are we at on the 30? Okay, and then the hourly. As long as we maintain an hourly lower high. SPY is still pushing. SPY is still pushing. APRN losing a lot of its value. mRNA. So now we've got 50 at a 63.32 average. It never took my extra 25 at 65. So what I want to do, I'll tell you what I want to do. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I would love to ride this 50 shares down as far as I possibly could. Obviously, if it comes above 65.20, probably going to have to get out. So I want to see it crush down through VWAP, crush down through these levels. I think it would be wise for me to at least take 20 shares off at, you know, because it touched here and then it touched a little higher and touched a little higher. So in light of that happening again, I think maybe 57.50 would be a good place to take 25 shares or 20 shares. So 57.50, I will remove 20 of those shares. But it's got to break down past these levels. It's got to just go on a tear. Just in case it establishes another lower high. Obviously, if it comes back past 64, $64.50, we'll stop out 25 of those shares. Well, we'll give it a minute to fail. 64.30. I want to give it room to breathe, because it could come back up. It could come back up here and completely reject again. Man. Where's my limit? 66.59. Let's see. SPY looks like it's failing. See what we can get here. Okay, that's a huge red candle on the SPY there. Could be making its way down. It's popping up. I'm going to go ahead and start averaging in with a couple hundred shares. I'll start with 100 shares here. Okay, I would really like to see a clear rejection off of these levels. And I would even add there. So I'm going to add 75. So I got a 75 share average at 64.31. It's pushing. Obviously, I can't hold this above 70. So we got a 75 shares at 64.31. SPXL, I'm going to add again. We got 200 shares there. Got to unload some shares at 68. See if I can re-enter with a higher average. Could we be drawing back? Okay. Drawing back a little. Drawing back, let's see if we can get a really good strong flush back down. So 68.75 would definitely be a place where I would need to come out at this point. So stop by 68.75. I'm just going to put it in there, and let's see. Hopefully we get this. Hopefully we get a massive rejection here and a move down. And I would consider taking some of the shares out at 25 shares out at 59. 25 limit at 59. where are we at? 59.31. So 64.31. We really got to break. We really got to break through VWAP though. 62 and then 60. Yeah, we could probably even get a move down to 58. We'll say 58.50. We'll buy the first 25 shares. Very tempted at this point to go ahead and come off okay, I'm going to come off 25 of my shares there. So we've got an average of 50 shares at 64.71. Looks like another place to add. Okay, so I'm 400 at 23.22 average. I may have to come out of it. I know we're looking at a VWAP rejection, but I'm also looking at this right now on the SPY. And I think that it could, if it rejects this trend line, we'll get a break back through the VWAP in a test of these levels. We'll see. If we break trend line, obviously I'll have to get out. Really want to see a flush down here. We've got an EMA play right now on BNTX, but you can see these EMAs have not been very well respected. So, you know, could we get a run up? Yes, we could. But we've had such, you know, up and down momentum. I am expecting some more really heavy up and down momentum. 68.75 is where I'll get out. 68.75 is where I will cry uncle on this one. In the meantime, we got a really good move here happening on the SPY. Hopefully we will see continued momentum to the downside. Look at the 30-minute. But maybe not. Okay, I am tempted to add once again, but it's got to lose that trend line. And it's not losing the trend line. So it might be a VWAP bounce. Could be a double top. If it breaks 244.81, I've got to get out. I'll at least take half. Okay, Gonna come out half. So annoying. Really trying to be patient with this stuff today, guys. What's annoying is knowing that, you know, at one point I could have taken the $50 and just, you know, let it play this chop action, but that's not how the strategy works. So what's up, Yoni B? Yeah, Yoni B, you might be right. I mean, it was looking very bullish. I thought maybe it was rolling over here, and maybe it is rolling over. I mean, I honestly, it's really hard to tell at this point, but it does look like it's still. It looks like the Bulls are still in control. So broke that trend line. Let's see. Let's look at this here. I don't know. It looks like a war. There's a war. There's a literal war going on between the Bulls and the Bears right now. Still has not broken the previous hourly high. So 'But yeah, it's looking bullish. Tell you what, earlier though, I mean, it was making a pretty nice move earlier. BNTX. Looks like it's remaining bullish. JNUG seems to be remaining somewhat bullish. Six month immunization for the daughter? What can you do? I'm not sure I understand that, Yoni B. Can you expound a little? For the daughter? Was that a typo? Or let's see. You had to go to the doctors. Your daughter had to get vaccinated. Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. 6 month immunization. That's good. I have a feeling I'm going to get stopped out and then it's going to get crushed. we'll see. Okay. See if we can get a failure down here. See if we can finally get a rollover on the SPY. Looks like we're getting a potential rollover. But, you know, it's been strong. It's been strong. So we'll have to see. Ah. Sitting on the 20 on the 2 minute. Going to be patient with this, but going to start taking some profit as soon as I'm able to. I'm going to look for a move, another move on SPY down to VWAP and take off 200 shares. That'll help me hold at the last 200 at a much higher average. So okay, so I'm going to take that off. So we got the last 200 at 23.50. And if we can finally get a move down, I'll hold that for as long as I can. SPY's holding a solid uptrend. So, you know, I don't know if this is just going to act as resistance and if it's going to roll over here, but I am going to give it time to play out. I will consider adding to my position as long as it doesn't break through these highs over here at 24, which would actually be, let's see, what's the actual number on the SPY? 246. Basically, if it breaks over 246.06, I'll have to consider coming out. APRN. This could have been a nice move if I had just gotten in. Those of you who came in early, you obviously heard me talking about how APRN is probably going to make a good move today. Pointed out some levels that it could get through. Also had pointed out that JNUG might be a good long for today, and it actually was. I mean, we've gone from $7 all the way up to 13. So I ended up pulling most of my focus here on you know, the SPY, and felt like I could make some good moves because the SPY looked like it was going to break the previous day's lows, which it did. It cracked through, but then it got bought right back up, and so we've been pretty much on a bullish tear ever since, and just haven't been doing well today, guys. Again, it's just, you know, same old story. I hate it. I hated that it's been this way lately. But hopefully we'll start crushing it again here soon. It's interesting because, you know, and this is like probably the third day, maybe fourth day in the last week and a half. I mean, basically since all of last week, where I saw very significant momentum on certain stocks, and I called some stocks in the mornings, and you know, but I never got to jump on them because I ended up diverting my attention somewhere else, and it just so happened that where I diverted my attention didn't work out, and it's just it's been so frustrating. This has been the last week has probably been the most frustrating week of, you know, of trading in a while. So it's just like this sometimes, though. I'm sure you guys can relate. Yeah, no fun at all. No fun at all. But, you know, it's like I say, even in some of those videos that I've posted on the Trader's Mind, you know, the name of the game is stay in the game. I mean, you know, I can afford to have some break-even days. I can afford to be underwater a few days here and there, you know, $100 after commissions, or, you know, even, you know, $200-300, $400, whatever. But, you know, it's the green weeks that I look forward to. It's the green weeks that make up for it. It's the $2,000 weeks that can come in and completely make up for it. And, you know, again, that goes back to the other video I published this weekend on the Trader's Mind called The Greater Green. And it's just where you got to keep your focus in times like this. I mean, really, this is it's frustrating. It's frustrating, but, you know, and again, especially after seeing, you know, two of the stocks that I called that I actually considered going long on. I was actually going to pull long trades today on JNUG and APRN, and I got totally distracted with SPY. Both of these made serious moves to the upside. JNUG has remained very consistent. You know, so I don't know, and I think it's very possible JNUG is going to continue to push higher. So, man, I tell you what, SPY is just, I'll show you the chart here. This is the actual, I mean, it really is. It's doing a good job today, guys. It's doing a good job. It's really making some serious pushes up here, and I really don't know if it can crack back through all of this. But if it does, I mean, I can't stick around any further if it does. basically. I mean, I've got to admit defeat, and I've got to get out. Um, but let's look at BNTX real quick here. So if BNTX finally cracks back through, if it continues to go up, then it's going to prove to be a bullish move. It has not come back and stopped me out yet, but I would love to see a rollover here. I'd love to see a rollover and a breakdown. This could be the day saver right here. This could be the day saver. And really, if we get a combination of the S&P 500 rolling over at this point, and then BNTX rolling over, this could be the difference in ending down, 300 on the day, which is where I may end. May even be 400 on the day. That could be the difference in that, and me actually ending up 300 or 400 on the day. So we'll see. I'm giving the trades room to work themselves out. So again, on BNTX, if it comes over this 68.75 level, I've got to get out. I mean, I just do. I've got to get out. And really, probably over the 68 level, I might need to, because at this point, you can see that's a pretty critical point. If it comes all the way back up here, I probably ought to think about getting out, but I'll give it room, guys. I'll give it as much room as I possibly can. But I really would love to see a crack through VWAP and a follow through to the downside on that one. So we'll see. We'll see. This might be a good place to add on SPXL. So I'm also considering that. I'd like to see it come back up to 2380 just to get a retest. Look at the 2-minute. Yeah. So this might be a good time. So I got 400 at a 23.59 average. But if SPY cracks through 246, I'm going to have to get out of this. And I may just get out half of my shares again and just continue to pull my average up on those last 200 shares, because at some point this looks like it's going to roll over. And this could be it. This could be it. But doesn't look like it. It's very weak buy volume. So I haven't caught up. I need to catch up on the chat. Hold on, guys. Okay. Got to come out half again. Brought my average up to 23.69. Down 290 on the day. Yeah. SPY just keeps pushing. Every time it seems like it could lose a little bit of its strength to the upside. But we're kind of coming up against levels that obviously, I mean, if it breaks through, Okay. All right. I'm done with that one, guys. Down 382.75 on the day so far. We'll see what happens with BNTX. It might stop me out here too. It's holding that EMA. So, and it could be also reacting to SPY. It seems as though when SPY looks like it's pulling back, BNTX looks like it's pulling back. When SPY is pushing up, it looks like, you know, BNTX is pushing up. So, so here's what I'm looking at also, by the way, on BNTX. It's kind of rolling over that VWAP area. $67.94. Or it looks like it could, you know, just kind of bounce around and then flush down to those areas there. So I'm going to go ahead and get 75 at a 65.39 average just in case. Let's look at this 60-minute. Okay. And if it comes above 67.94, it would be good to come out. So let's see, 65.39. Comes through 65.30. That would be a good move. So 67.94. So I'll reduce it to 75 shares. Stop out at 68. 67.96. We'll say buy stop there. Okay. Guys, I'll be right back. Okay, let me come in now and try to socialize a little bit here. Try to be a little social butterfly, as my wife says. So I've missed a lot. Missed a lot. Let me go up here a little bit. So, Notigan says, no doubt it's just the time of the month. Strange times. Take your licks. Be ready for the green. Yep. That's obviously in reference to what I was talking about earlier. So let's see. Sauger says, sorry I stepped out for a bit. mRNA was good. Made 270 from it. Lost a little bit on that on last trade on a energetic stock, but finished up green. Good job, Sauger. Really good job, man. You seem like you've been very, very consistently green lately. And I know that you said you were shooting for, somewhere around, I can't remember what you said, maybe $50 to $100 a day or $100 a day, but you've been getting better than that or more than that. So that's really good, man. Good job on that. And it is a crazy market. And you should take your profits and run. Take your profits and run. I got to be honest. There was one point of the day where I was up like $140 some, and I even thought to myself, man, just cut it here. But, then again, if I had cut it and, taken all, watched all these other trades work out, if the SPY had continued to push down and break through those daily levels, and if BNTX had, made this incredible move down, I'd be like, man, I should have stuck to the game plan. There's a fine line. There really is. There's a fine line, and I guess taking the profits and run. I mean, here's the thing. If you've hit your daily goal, yes, absolutely. Take the profits and run. My problem is I can't even get to my daily goal. Yesterday I couldn't get to my daily goal. Today I can't get to my daily goal. I'm getting to my daily max loss goal, but I'm not getting to my daily goal, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating, but good job, man, and that's good. Keep your head on straight, man. Keep a good head on your shoulders, and just take the money and run. Take the money and run. So just watching from the sidelines, good. Notigan says, no doubt, I'm hoping that there will be some normalcy when I have my account funded. Yeah, I hope so too, man. It's been crazy lately, but hopefully things will be, a little bit back to normal by the time that happens. Sauger says, keep studying. I screen record my trades and review them. Learned a lot that way. Yeah, you do learn a lot that way. That's why that's one thing I like about having these live streams even. I'll go back, and I don't watch them every day, but at least once a week, maybe twice a week, I'll come back in and I will I'll look back over my trades. I'll come back in, I'll look back over my trades. I'll go through at least some of the live stream, maybe a few minutes here and there when I'm taking trades. I try to just kind of go back and review, see what I was saying at the time, see what my thought process was at the time. So that's definitely good to do, having kind of like a trading journal. And we always hear people talk about trading journals, but they really can be good. They really can be good. They can be good. They can be very beneficial. But there's definitely a lot of other things that have to kind of go with that as well. But yes, having a trading journal is good. BNTX drops and then it keeps getting bought back up. So I really don't like that, but I'm still going to give it a chance to see if it can crash down a little bit. Let's see. Notergen says, the thing that I like about what you're doing, Matt, you're showing that clearly you are not limited to making money within the first 30 minutes to an hour. Yeah, that's very true. There's this, I don't know, it's kind of become a common ideology among a lot of day traders, is that really that first 30 minutes of the day, that first hour of the day is where you really need to make your profits. Otherwise, you're just going to miss out. But yeah, you can see, these stocks, these setups, these patterns come into play all throughout the day. They're constantly coming, what's the word? They're constantly coming into play. And so I find that even checking back in, like even if I try to get in and get out by 11 o'clock, even checking back in at like 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, even before power hour, you can find some really good setups. You can find stocks that are overextended and they're ready to start curling over and falling down. For me as a short bias trader, that's what I'm looking for. But then you can also find stocks that are completely oversold and they look like they're curling around and they would make more, better longs. So, and it works with a conservative style trading strategy because those are the stocks that tend to make, bigger moves. You might have to be in them a little longer. You might have to wait for them to play out, but you can take a smaller share size and do really well with it. You can do really well with it. So right now, guys, this is the first time. Hopefully we can close on the 5-minute down here, and hopefully we can even make our way to VWAP. We haven't closed below this 9 EMA since 10 o'clock this morning. So it was an hour ago. So, and the last time we did, we dropped, obviously through VWAP. Of course, it met VWAP before it met the EMA, but really love to see a flush down here. I would probably start taking profits right around VWAP, which is kind of where I got in, but I would look for, I need to kind of look for a crush through VWAP because it seems like it crushes through VWAP pretty easily. So, gonna give it time to play out, guys. Guys, this could totally turn around and still shoot up and get me out with a pretty significant loss. So I'm gonna be patient with it. Part of me wants to just get out here, take the 382 loss on the day and move on, but I'm gonna try to be patient. I'm in it to win it. So we'll give it a chance to close below that EMA. We got 45 seconds left. Then we'll give it a chance to come down below the 20 EMA and crack through VWAP. All it's got to do is crack through VWAP just a little bit to get me out at 62.50 on the first 25 shares. So we'll see if we can do that. Sauger says, I agree. Matt's strategy fits all. It does. Yeah, it does. I think it's much more fitting, for the beginner traders and, for anybody really, for professional traders, for beginner traders, for conservative traders. Even people who can afford to be more aggressive, because again, there are people out there who are professional traders. They've been doing it a long time. They've got big accounts, and they can go in more aggressively. So somebody with an account, with a huge account, watching, I don't know, let's just say watching 25 or 2,000 shares play out, would be like somebody like me watching 200 shares play out. So here's the thing. We broke through the 15-minute low, so I'm going to be patient. 67.50 is the new 15-minute high. So we got 10 minutes left in this 15-minute candle. So I'm really hoping to see it flush back down and go, move downward. But I'll come out at 67.50. I'll come out 25 shares. Really don't want to, but... And then it would be 67.96 where I would come out the last 50. So 67.96, stop, buy. So this could be bad, but I hope that this continues to resolve down to VWAP. Note again, you had asked a while back, did you open up an account with a trade review site to break down your trading stats in order to see your trends? Okay, so you were that's a conversation with you and Sagar. Okay, let's see. Short It All says, I'd be looking to short Apple soon if SPY retraces or pivots to the downside. These past days, Apple follows the market almost identically. That might be a good trade to take, Short It All. Flip says these days can really burn mental capital. Yes, that is true. That is absolutely true, Flip. Note again wants to be able to work both sides and train to be neutral. Seems very difficult as this approach seems to breed inner conflict. Yeah. Yeah, I need to work on my long trades. I really do. You know, if I was more long biased, I wouldn't have hesitated to take APRN or JNUG. And I've seen every time I check in on JNUG, I think, man, I need to let me jump in here. Let me jump in here, and I don't. You know, because as a short bias trader, I'm trained to think, man, this could roll over and crash any second. So, you know, I'd love to finally get that move on BNTX. You know, this stock is so far overextended, and you've seen the drop on it. You've seen the drop on it multiple times. I'm really, really, really looking for the drop on this. Really looking for the drop. And, you know, if you look at the daily chart, I mean, we're really high up. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to just get this super crazy drop to the downside, because I'm pretty sure this is one of those coronavirus stocks. As a matter of fact, let me look back at the news on BNTX. 200 million. Yeah, COVID report. So to develop, this is the one where it says BioNTech to co-develop potential coronavirus vaccine. So it's just, to me, that's not, you're not promising me anything spectacular there. It's very like as an investor, I would be very cautious about this. I'd be like, okay, wait. First of all, you're co-developing it. It's not like you're just the forefront of this, the big dog up front. You're co-developing a potential vaccine. You know, you've got other companies that are way past you on this. Other companies that would be much better buys than you. You know, and you're so far overextended from where you IPO'd. I mean, if I was an investor in this market, I mean, I would be looking to take profits. I'd be looking to take profits. You know, because God knows I've probably lost everywhere else on my portfolio. You know, and you got in down here at $12. You know, but I don't know. You know, they might be thinking, hey, you know, they said something about coronavirus, so let's just see how high this could go. But I'm telling you, if this fails these levels, I mean, it's tapped these levels a few times today, you know, all around these levels here. So, and came right back up here and got slammed back down. Hasn't been able to make it back out. So I'm feeling like there could be a very, very, very solid breakdown of this stock today. And I don't know if it would crash through low of days. I'm not saying it would come all the way down here, but you know, we get a good, I don't know, even if we get a good $7-8 move right here, I'll consider that pretty solid. That'll probably put me back break even on the day. And maybe I'll even look to add if there's a retracement and it looks weak. Maybe I'll look to add, and get another couple $100 on a quick drop. But this is kind of where I'm staying today, guys. I'm not. I mean, I might check back in with mRNA. Let me get back here. Sagar has trader view. Sagar, what does your equity curve look like on Trader View? I mean, have you been able to see it yet? Have you been able to see a good turnaround in your trades? I know you said you still need more stats to really go over the data, and you're only a long trader for now until you get better. It's hard to switch context instantly to a short. Yeah, listen, I'm big on that. I say, if that's where you're at mentally, stay there, stay there. Don't try to be a short trader just for the sake of being short. If you're being consistently profitable and you're a long bias trader, because here's the thing, again, it goes back to the trader's mind. This is actually one of the episodes that I have that I'm going to be making eventually. I haven't talked about it yet, but the psychology behind the biases that we have, and sometimes those biases can work against us, obviously, but if you are very comfortable, if that is your comfort zone, trading as a long bias trader, if that's where you are when you approach the market every single day, and that's already where your thought process is, you're looking for long setups. Your mind is trained to look for the long setups. Plus, you have more of a, even like a positive sentiment yourself, even if the stock itself is not as bullish as it should be, or say it's one of those stocks that just takes longer to work out. As long as if you've got that more bullish mentality, you will wait. You'll be more inclined to wait and give it time to work out. You'll be more inclined to stay in it. Okay. Now it can work against you because obviously if it's going in the opposite direction, you could get stubborn with it and just be like, oh man, I know this is going up, and it could just completely eat away at your profits by continuing to tank. So you do, but that's where the discipline comes in of just taking the loss and waiting for the trade to reset up, kind of like what I did on SPY. I mean, how many times SPY looked like it was going to roll over and come back down, roll over and come back down, and I had to keep getting out of my position. I mean, when you see the breakthrough and the signs are showing you something different, you just have to get out. But anyway, Notigan has been in a simulator for over a year and a month. That's good. That's good. That's a good, long, healthy time to stay in a simulator. This looks like, BNTX does look like, by the way, it does look like a bull flag. Looks like this could totally shoot up from here. It really could. I mean, this is either, right now, I mean, it's consolidating. It's either going to shoot up or it's going to come down. And so I am going to want to start getting out of my position at the break of 67.28. So 25 shares. I'm going to take off the order of 50 here. So stop, and yes, it could just poke its head above that, but 67.28, so 67.30 we'll say stop buy. The next level would be 67.50, so 67.50 stop buy the other 25, and then of course I want to get out everything at 67.94. Hope it doesn't work out this way, guys, but it might, unfortunately. So I would really love to see this consolidation break down. I mean, we had, I mean, honestly, on this last 15-minute candle, the bulls came in and they pushed it back up. So anyway, could be where we're sitting. Back to the chat. You didn't blow it up, just decided to learn more. Good. SPY's ripping. Yep. Yoni B, in my opinion, technically there shouldn't be any selling until 30 on JNUG, but who knows with this market, and could take days to get there. You're right. You're right. You never know. I mean, you really never know. Sauger, yes, this money, the curve. Let's see, this money, the curve definitely is picking up to the upside. Good. And switching context put a toll on the brain and can cost a lot. Absolutely. I feel like if I'm long and short, I'll be taking all the trades. Just my opinion. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You want to be careful about that. You don't want to take all the trades. You just want to take the ones that work best for you, your strategy, your mindset, your personal bias. Again, whether you're long or short, and just according to the patterns. You want to trade the patterns. So. I mean, this would be the next spot for me to take a stab on SPY. Okay. All right. I'm out the first 25. Now I got a 50 average at 66.52. I'm out the second 25. Hit my daily max loss. Notigan says, I really wanted the ability in order to trade range-bound trades. Range-bound trades, yeah. Like orbs, open and range breakdowns and all that. Trader Insight is free, similar to Trader View, in case anyone wants to check it out. Okay. I don't think I've heard of Trader Insight. I've heard of, Tim Sykes has something called Profitly. So I've heard of Profitly. But obviously I know about Trader View. But I don't really know anything about Trader Insight. So by the way, I've got 25 shares left at a 66.76 average. So I've got my last stop at 67.94. Notigan says no. When it gets choppy or in a range, being able to draw a line at the 10% point from either side of the trade and selling or buying into the pool. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's solid. Yeah, I do that a lot when scalping. So here we go. See again where I said, I had to recognize like this looks like it's going to be a long. It looks like it's going to shoot up through all these levels. So you have to realize these patterns. You have to watch as they're playing out, and you got to set your stops, man, and just be willing to get out. So. Tell you what, this has really been rough. Let me look at the SPY. Just see what's going on here. Okay. So it's kind of double topping with this over here. You know, on the daily, obviously, you know, it's meeting at those levels. So it might be a good time to get in on SPXL. Could be. I'd be more inclined to wait for a pullback. But honestly, guys, it's been a, I don't know, it's been a rough couple days for me. So I am at my max loss. I mean, yes, sometimes I still will, you know, if I see a setup that I'm fairly certain will work out, you know, I'll jump on it. But kind of at this point, it's, I don't know, just not feeling it. So I think what I'm going to have to do is just kind of walk away at this point. Hopefully, you know, hopefully BNTX will crash through. I mean, it looks like it's about to stop me out, so I don't know. And if it does, it does. But I don't know. Maybe there's somehow, you know, maybe somehow it'll turn around and just completely start failing and busting through all these levels. And if it does that, and I make back, you know, a couple $100 on these 25 shares, then I may come back in later and look for another setup. Might even take another 25 shares there, because it could be reacting to the SPY pulling. So maybe get 50 at a 66, I don't know what, 66.86 average or something like that. Okay, so we got a 50 average at 66.88. So if the SPY continues to pull and it somehow drags us down, I mean, this looks like it's still, I mean, it came up to this level, but it couldn't break past it. So 67.94 is still where I'm going to want to get out, because that'll be huge, I think, if it breaks it. But we got 50 shares now, and we're going to try it one more time. Try it one more time with those shares. So stop buy. Otherwise, it would be, I mean, you know, who knows? This could be, I mean, obviously, again, we've touched up here, here multiple times. It is riding the 9 EMA, but SPY's pulling a little right now. Now it's on a pullback, but still could be pulling. And it could drag, I mean, it could drag some of the market down with it. Get enough of a move to get us back a little closer to break even on the day. So we'll see. I think it'll be worth it. I mean, if I lose another, $60, whatever. Came all the way up, guys. Look at this. Came all the way up and tapped it. This could be a rollover moment for the SPY, guys, so I might take another stab here. We'll see. We'll see. Obviously, if it starts pushing up past critical levels, I'm going to have to get out. I'm watching it very carefully. Now we have created a new hourly high, so it's definitely something to take into consideration. We have a doji on the 15-minute, and it looks like we are currently forming a doji on the 30-minute as well. SPY strong, guys. It's strong, but it's hitting against resistance. So it'd be great to see just an epic fail from these levels. Might even go back in if it pops up a little bit, add to my position. I've got to see a fail though. Okay, I'm out on BNTX. Going to add to my position on SPY. See it come up a little bit. Consider adding again. See if we can bring it up. Getting a little buy volume here, so okay, I'm gonna probably load in with a few more shares here. 24.93. Building a position. Building a position just in case we get a rejection off of all these levels up here. I'm watching a very clear level on the SPY, 250.57. Looks like it's about to poke through it. And it poked through it. Okay. Can it remain above it? Or is this just going to be a fake out here? Let's see. Okay. Yeah, this is nerve-wracking. Okay, I'm out. Another $800 day, guys. Freaking A. Freaking A. All right. Okay, well, now I've really hit my max loss. So, all right, guys. All right, SPY. Oh, Trump is giving an update. SPY will be volatile, FYI. Okay. All right. Why don't you trade cheap stocks? A lot of opportunities in this market. Yeah. Trump and Pence name dropping companies to prop the market up. LOL. Okay. All right. Well, to no benefit of me, unfortunately. Anyway, all right, guys. Well, thank God I have another job to get to, so I need to get to that right now. I didn't work that job as much as I could have yesterday. I kind of got stuck in the market, digging myself out of the red. I may come back in later, guys. I mean, if we start seeing just some really good patterns playing out, I will consider it. But for right now, I probably just need to just stop while I'm ahead. So anyway, guys, thanks for joining me again today. And my apologies for just the roughness this week. Hopefully I'll come back from it. We'll see. Tomorrow's another day. And I'll go back to the drawing board. I'll kind of look at this stuff today and think about what I did and how it could have worked out. It really, I mean, this morning seemed like this was really going to be a good solid move. I mean, we came all the way down and then we cracked through those levels. And, I probably should have seen it as buying opportunity. When we bounced off of that this heavily and then broke that 5-minute candle, I probably should have started longing SPXL. But anyway, let's see. You're welcome, Word Diver. Yep. You're welcome, Sapera. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Yeah, it's rough, guys. I've gotten beaten up a little here lately, and so I'm really just gonna have to. I mean, here's the thing. Like, I found this is kind of one thing to leave you with. This is little food for thought for all of us, I guess. It's one of those things where you think about reworking your strategy. You think about doing things a little differently, and yes, I think that that's sometimes good to do. But at the same time, you don't want to rethink things too much. Because again, if you have a working strategy, and now mind you, you have to change your strategy a little from time to time. You do have to realize, see the signs of the times, and you do have to make adjustments. But to completely switch it up and do something different is probably not advisable, just because your strategy works. You've got to maintain confidence in it, even when you have times, days, even weeks where you just get completely beat up, kind of like what's been happening with me in the last, I mean, I know. I mean, last week I had 3 really good days. This week, it's just been a rough start. So it's not like I'm just getting beat up left and right every single day, but I've gotten beaten up more here in the last week and a half than I have in a while. I can honestly say that. And so it does kind of put you in that place where you start second guessing yourself. But at the same time, you just got to stay committed. You got a working strategy. You got to come in the next day and just get it done. And try, because when the strategy works, as we've all seen, when the strategy works, it works very good. It works very well, and could I have gotten long this morning on APRN? Yeah, that might have been my day maker right there. JNUG might have been my day maker. That's probably the most frustrating part of the day, is that I ended up turning my focus to other things. I was watching these signals on the SPY, and I turned my focus to other things that I really honestly shouldn't have turned my focus to. I say that. I think it was good until down here. I think after this, mess right here. I should have left it alone and then maybe started turning my focus to APRN or JNUG, just looking for other opportunities while all of this got worked out. But anyway, guys, hindsight's 2020. I'm not going to try to second guess myself too much here. I will try to come back in tomorrow, just maintain whatever level of confidence I need. And who knows? Like I said, maybe later today the stock market will completely turn around and I'll find some opportunities to dig myself out. I'll post it in the recap video. But anyway, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream today. And thanks for all the feedback. And yeah, look for the recap later. All right, guys, take care.